Hi Scorpios, if you want to come on in, have a seat. Here's your ink blot that we did earlier in April, and we're going to flip it for perspective possibilities. If you want to take a screenshot, so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Oh, we're flipping it. Scorpios, as always, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Scorpios, if you want to take a moment with me to close the eyes, cleanse the palette of perception, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel free to comment below, inspire others, or just simply share amongst that space. I'm seeing a shadow. Like if I was, okay. I think I'm seeing like a wise turtle or something along that lines. Yeah, I feel like it's a wise turtle, some sort of character that feels wise. Maybe that's you, a portion of you. The turtle stands out, means something to you. Please follow that. But I'm also seeing, I don't know if it's still of this turtle or something trying to attach itself, Scorpios, to your turtledom of sorts. But you know, like when you're watching a show or a drawing, any sort of art, or even just real life, and you stand out in the sun and they say this is you, and then you see the shadow cast. That's what I'm seeing. And interestingly enough, this may be of you, or maybe it's something you can sense about somebody else. You know, no judgments. So this is what I'm seeing up here. But when I followed the feet, so I found that like that's where I saw like the casting of the shadow. But then if I keep going, this is actually how big the shadow is. You know, it's like when you do those, you can make it so big. Like something's distorted. Is it distorted? Maybe this is the question, Scorpios. Is this distorted? Am I distorting it? Is my light, I'm just going to wander down this rabbit hole of possibilities. Is my light casting a shadow of somebody else or something, whatever that channel is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, etc.? On one respect, I want to say it's almost like a relationship. You may not be bringing out the best in each other, or your presence is highlighting something that could be very uncomfortable for somebody else. You just by being you. It's not necessarily an intention or an investigation. But I feel like Scorpios are like, I notice. If it's of oneself, that's where I really wander into, I'm willing to investigate because it's within me. And if I'm casting this shadow, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, to like make more shade to cool down when the light or the sun is very, very bright and warm. And it's like, Scorpio's like, if I may, it's like I'm too hot. That's how I'm too hot. And sometimes you need to create your own. Sorry, my throat's just been wonky this morning in readings. Your own cooling mechanism, like cool down. So there's a lot of places I feel like I can go with this. And it's even like amidst the ink where, yeah, I can go this way, 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 I can go this way. But I feel like something's being circulated. Okay. I'm seeing the ink's transforming on me, so I'm going to follow it. And I'll add on the spirit box here. We're here for the Scorpio Collective for any shout outs. It's kind of like, audio inspirations like tarot and oracle cards, and we'll add on those in a moment as well. So I'm seeing a bear stand up and reach for something that looks like a turkey. I feel like that could easily be applied into almost anything. If there is a part or something going on. If you are in a certain situation, personal or professional, that's like, oh, I kind of feel like the turkey here in, predator and prey kind of situation. Or the opposite. Not the opposite, sorry. It's like a whole other thing opened up for me to wander down. I'm going to go. You are the bear. You are the bear, Scorpio, that sees things, that can nourish what it is you are working towards. But I'm seeing it like high frequency food. Like this isn't, like if it's this turkey, whatever it symbolizes, and please follow that symbol if it stands out to you, it's of a high frequency. So it's been nourished and fed, like it's farm raised, this, that, or the other, as an example. And you notice that you can sense the frequency of it, that this is high frequency food. Yeah, I think that's what it is, that you're the bear. At least that's where I'm landing into it. There's some sort of spider off to the side. I see it like a tie-dyed spider, almost as if I'm watching some sort of like...
Be quiet.
Oh my goodness, that's... Ironically, you said be quiet very loud. Like I'm watching a space show and I'm seeing something like come in. What is it? Maybe
it's here.
It could even be like matrixy style and like those machiney things. So what I'm sensing is more of your emotional or ethereal energy. You decide. They're a little bit mixed anyway. And I'm about 8 feet outside of your aura. Eight to 12 feet. I feel as though I'm in your consciousness aura. It's a weird thing to say. Kind of like in your pool of possibility, Scorpio. Like whatever it is that you want. Your waters of wandering, wondering, your wants and desires. Okay, thank you. Wants and desires. I'm seeing something else as well. So this spider thing is like attaching into it. Even though the coloring, this is interesting. So even though the coloring is of purple and yellows, which would, generally indicate to me that is of a higher frequency and of a light being this, that, or the other. I gotta say though, intuitively, I don't know that I believe it, because there is like this little mask. See if I can see it in there, right there. Yeah, and like a spider would like jump on you, like jump, and just kind of, maybe it's more like a tick, but something along that line. So I don't know, maybe if there's any sort of person, place, or thing, just be mindful, 8 to 12 feet away. Like, what is that when I was growing up? Like the hula hoop of safety, maybe widen it a little bit. Notice if, even if it's of yourself, but I do feel like this is external. This is external. It's another element. It's a different element, because I'm in your pool. I'm in your ethereal waters, in your consciousness space, and it's very light and it feels good. What else I was seeing is like your phoenix fire energy. And this phoenix fire energy is sparked. Interesting. Will it come through? This phoenix energy is sparked by this machine thing. So it's like you already have a security system in place for it. I could be, I feel like that's for some. If this isn't your scry story, it is general. That's fine. Release it. This could be for some. For others, you're like, I know exactly what that machine thing is, that machine spider. And it's doing repairs. I feel like that's an absolute possibility. But the other story also came through.
In front of you.
Okay, sorry. The cards that came through were Moderation, Rhinoceros, and Reliability, Goat. Will that come through? Yes. I think it's always... There we go. Like, if I just keep it closer to me. One day I will figure out the lighting. I will. Will I? I don't know. That Rhinoceros, Moderation. I want to insert into your Phoenix fire. That's the protection you have. The security system you already have in place. It's like activating fire around you. And to kind of cleanse and dispel, but doing it moderately so it's not like a flamethrower and it's erratic. There's no erraticness about this. You might want to react erratically or very sharply or wah, but I don't feel like you are because I got the goat here. And this goat energy of reliability and responsibility is in your ethereal energy pool that I feel like I'm in. But it's super protective. I don't know if it'll come through in this card, but see how there's like a little house down here and see how big this goat is? Scorpios, like I feel like you're kind of a big deal.
Funny.
I feel like you're kind of a big deal. I'm seeing a frog in these waters as well. I'm seeing a frog. Frog may mean something to somebody. It's smiling. It's quite happy. I do feel like there could be luck on your side. Okay, so your ink just changed again. I want to keep an eye on the time. Scorpios, I'm seeing this now as a bunch of like, there could be somebody that is like being revitalized. And I'm going to say like tubes and magnifying glasses and a whole bunch of different things are happening. There's that wolf of change. Oh, the wolf up there. There he is. But it's like a werewolf is the way I'm seeing it. Aware. Like I'm a werewolf. Okay, so it's like this work, if I may, Scorpios, this is like the earthly existence that is infusing the light within the density, the lightness within the density of the human existence and experience. And the farther I wander out of your aura, like in the 8 to 12 feet, this work that I don't know if you're subliminally doing it or subconsciously doing it, or if it's happening strictly in the spirit realm at this point in time, not my concern, or even where you're applying it to and you're manifesting. None of those are for me to tie into. What I can't seem to get around is the beauty and power of this. How do I say?
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. Infusion. Like a blood transfusion. Blood transfusion. But this is coming in from the aura of all that is. And there's repairs being done. If there's holes in your aura, maybe those are certain people that kind of could get through. You know, we can apply anything. You're here. You understand. You know, I don't need to say anything. You know what they are. And it's like anything in those auric fields are being repaired. and it's being infused into your human existence to embody, yes, to embody. There is your higher self down here that I can plainly see. That it does look like there's feathers coming out, so I don't know if white feathers quite specifically means anything to anyone, but I am seeing a white feather. Could be somebody in spirit that is observing you, spirit guide, but I do land into that it's you. Yes, and amongst all of this, so amongst this earthly existence, this ethereal energy going on, there's this version of you, and it feels small, kind of like a moshishi, and only because that is just the size it needs to be right now, because it's like taking a vitamin with like a bunch of things. Like it's compact, but it's potent. Okay. And it's currently with the earthly you, but observing this out here. Scorpios, this is highly cryptic. I dig it. I hope you're finding any sort of symbolic support or meanings through it, because it's fantastic. What people see in the impression you give. The first house. I'm going to take it, and I want to slide it all in this mirror, because really that's what's standing out to me.
Nobody understands.
Yeah, maybe not everyone does understand what Scorpio energy is going through, because there's a reflection. The earthly me, the energetic me, the ethereal me. They're both looking at each other with, thank you, with light. See how there's like a bunch of lights around her, like orbs? It's also in your ink blot. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. They are there to you. Scorpios. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Am I keeping going? Okay. All right, I'm going to get ready to close out here for Scorpio Collective. My goodness, superstars. This is no small feat in what you're doing. The 10th house, your achievements and status in the outside world. On the bottom, we have here Libra, diplomatic and gracious, seeking harmony and balance in relationships, possibly including and starting with the self. In this mirrored effect. Rest in peace. Rest. Don't pass. Rest. The 10th house, your achievements and status in the outside world, outside of you, in that auric field. Any holes, anything that you wish to close up and say, and repair and say, I didn't do that, but that's okay. I thought I did, or I really enjoyed that, but I didn't take that path. That's okay. Patch it up, clean it up, moving on. You are really, like, I want to, in all of that celestial space here, I want to plop that in. And now I actually want to take that star and plop it into that spider machine. That's what you're doing. Like you're wandering through your own auric field for achievements of perceptions from your point of view and from other people's point of views. And when I say other people's point of view, I actually mean, or I'm hearing it like from the other side.
Snake.
And yeah, and if there's any sort of snakes, like, like I'm seeing, like, again, that house where like critters can get in. Because I feel like I'm in a rural landscape. They're not going to be able to keep getting in, Scorpio, unless you let them. Because you want a reason to complain. Okay, so we're closing out here for Scorpios. We'll take one more card. Ooh, thank you. Okay, on the bottom we have the path. There's another mirror or a portal.
Demon.
Yep. Feel like that's where that machine spider thing was going. There we go. Great, Scorpio. Wisdom, discernment, and purity. using your wisdom wisely. I feel like maybe there could be some people around the Scorpios that, remember I was talking about casting that shadow that don't bring out the best in you, but they claim to be wise. They claim to be, maybe they say wise things, but actually their actions aren't. So not all wisdoms are used wisely. And I feel like you're noticing that again, holes. Starting with the home, this is my dance space, this is your dance space. But when you're interacting with others, or you're, possibly going to, perceive them into your world or into your field, it's like, hold on a minute. And then like that, the goat comes in, responsibility and the moderations, like, and you're not going to, necessarily shoot them down, but you might not let them in either. Wolf, because there might be somebody and you got to hold it. You got to hold it and be like, That's when it feels like it's outside of you. But if it's within you, ensure what wisdoms are being used wisely. Discernment. Yeah,
Jim.
Discernment. It's making me feel like as well, when I head into discernment, it's gorgeous Scorpios. See here how she's, or I believe it's she anyway, this person. There's like the orb. And I want to plop, see if I can do this without butchering it. Here's your orb. Right like that. And then see how the blue connects in onto the sides. Damn. If anyone has tried to fog your view, it's coming into clear view right now. Even if it was within the self and you've been, lying to yourself or hopeful to be like, oh, I hope they change, or I hope I get this. And you're like, I know. No. 10, some sort of cycle as well. And last but not least here, purity, snow, moon. Could be something about the winter time, the winter that we are just leaving, at least if you're in my area. Winter to the next winter. 30s also standing out. Could be an age coming up to Saturn's return, but there's a purifying. And all of these orbs around you, those light beings, your wisdoms, if I may. If you are in a purifying process, because I can see glasses as well, like sitting on the edge of my nose. Wisdoms. You're purifying your part in all that is. Starting with you, maybe it's your personality, maybe it's behaviors, traits, habits, this, that, or the other. Then it's like you've done a lot of work, so then it feels like you get to jump out to like that 8 to 12 feet and work within 8 to 12 for whatever reason that's standing out.
Spirit animal.
Amazing. Okay, Scorpios, you have been an amazing muse. If I didn't say so already, please like, share, and subscribe if this resonated, or if you decide to release it freely but you just really enjoyed wandering with me. Gratitude. Thank you to all those who bought me a coffee, PayPal. I always appreciate it, the support, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So until next time, Scorpios, thank you.